Welcome to my class, student. It's class 8 English. It so happened this is chapter 4 session 2 and the chapter of the name is The Treasure Within. Now in this story we know there are two characters and this entire story is an interview. Who is taking interview? Miss Bela is taking interview, and interview is of Mr. Hafiz, contractor. And what Bela is very much interested in knowing about, she is very much interested in knowing about Mr. Hafiz, the student life, how he was as a student. And surprisingly, what we have found, as a student, he was really a troublemaker for the teachers. He didn't like studies. Maths was so giving him nightmares, and he was very bad in academics, and only thing that he loved was playing games. He was a cricket champion and many games he used to play, and he was a very good prankster, and he loved doing things that were all that were not related to academics. Everything else he was enjoying, but not his subjects, his calculations and whatever all the other subjects. So once when principal suggested him or advised him to be serious about his study, then in the class 11th class he took study little seriously and scored 50%, and that was like a distinction for him. As principal also said, yes, this marks is like a distinction for you. So we are seeing what we have learned from the first part of the story. If we are not interested in anything, so the thing is that we will have to arouse interest from inside. If other factors, outer factors cannot motivate us, if we don't motivate us from within, so that particular principal's word, that conversation brought little bit interest in Hafiz's life, and he started taking studies seriously. So in this session, let's see what's going on in his life. He stumbled on architecture because he knew little French and less German. He was offbeat even in the pranks that he played on others. When he found his calling, there was no looking back. Now these are the three situations and we will go through in detail about this. Now, Bela, how did you get into the field of architecture? Now, she has come to know it was not the study that made Mr. Hafiz to get this field, architectural field. So now she is asking, how did you get into the field of architecture? SC, that is Mr. Hafiz. In the college for architecture, nobody who had got below 80 to 85% was allowed to enter. I had only 50%. I wanted to join the army. I got my admission letter, but my aunt tore it up. Then I decided that I wanted to join the police force because he was thinking about his 50%. 50% where he can get admission, or which are the fields where he has interest and he can join. So police, army and police force were his area of interest. So army was cancelled because aunt didn't allow him, and police force, let's see. My mother said, don't join the police force, just do your graduation. Now, mother denied. No need of joining the police force, you do your graduation. So I went to Jai Hind College in Bombay. Still we have Jai Hind College. There I was to either take French or German. Though I had studied French for 7 years, I did not know 7 words of French. See, 7 years he studied French, but he didn't know even the 7 words of French. How good student he was. Now you are seeing, and now he is admitting it because now he is a successful man. Earlier when we are student and when we know our weaknesses, we generally don't accept our weaknesses. We say, no, we know many of these things. But now as he is successful, he has he has achieved whatever he wanted. So now he is admitting. So I did not know 7 words of French. So I took German. Then my German teacher died. The college told me that I could change the college or take French. Obviously, when German teacher died, who will teach German? So the college said either you take French or you leave the college. Now, who would give me admission in another college? I had got admission to Jai Hind by influence. See, by influence I had got admission in Jai Hind. 50% marks. So, he dared not to go to another school, another college. So, I thought, okay, I will take French, and I started learning French again. I learned it from my cousin. She was an architect's wife who was his French teacher, his cousin, and she was architect's wife. I was going to an architect's office to learn French. And where did you go to learn French? Architect's office, Bihar. Was it then that you decided you wanted to do architecture? Is that moment that you decided to be an architect? Now, word meaning? Stumbled on, got into. Architecture by chance, orbit, unusual or unconventional, calling, work or vocation of his choice, influence, an important person recommended him for admission, used his influence to get him admitted. Now these are the word meaning. You will have to go through it and learn it so that you can use it in your writing. Hafiz. Actually, it all happened quite by chance. Now see what happened. It's a very interesting moment. In the architect's office, I saw somebody drawing a window detail. A window detail is a very advanced drawing. I told him that his drawing was wrong. Being a newcomer, being a person who is going there to learn French, he went through that drawing and he said to the person who has been working there for long in the office, and now he said that his drawing was wrong. That the window he had drawn would not open. See, there is no space. You would not be able to open the window. He then had a bet with me, and later he found that indeed his drawing was wrong. So, how did he got to know the hidden treasure? He knew about his hidden treasure at that moment when he pointed out the fault in the drawing. That time everyone realized, yes, he is supposed to be an architect. He then had a bet with me, and later he found that indeed his drawing was wrong. My cousin's husband was surprised. Even I am also surprised. All were surprised there. He asked me to draw a few specific things, which I immediately did. He asked me to design a house, and I designed a house. After that, he told me to drop everything and join architecture. He said, just forget everything and you please join architecture. We went to meet the principal of the college. The principal warned me, I will allow you to take part in the entrance exam, but if you do not do well, I will not allow you to join. See, this is the reason why we always say to students to study hard, because your mark sheets is the only you can say is the only thing that we can understand how as a student you were. The 50%, he had scored 50% in SSC, and the thing is that everyone came to know about that he was not a good student. So here again he got a warning from the principal ki okay, entrance exam, we were allowing you to appear for the entrance exam, but if you won't do well, we cannot do anything for you. I got an A+ in the entrance exam, and from that day it was a cakewalk. What do you mean by a cakewalk? very smooth life, cakewalk. I had never made a plan, but I knew how something looked like from the top. See, he had that treasure in him to understand how something looked like from the top. And that particular thing, that particular understanding had made him so famous in the world of architecture. I had never known what a section was, but I knew if you cut a plan, what it would look like. See, he was never good in mathematics. Mathematics always scared him. But he had that understanding that if you cut a plan, what it would look like. I stood first class first throughout after that in the College of Architecture. I believe that all this understanding came from what I used to play and do during school. I had a friend called Behram Divechia. We used to have competitions between us for designing forts, guns and ammunition. Each of us would design something in an effort to be different. Now, this was his practice session. During school days, he used to draw or design forts, guns, ammunition, and these designs he always tried to do something different from the earlier one. So this practice session has helped him. It was since his childhood he had been doing this, but as a matter of interest he was doing that, and he did never know that it would become his career. He was just practicing for becoming an architect. In school, when I was in the second or third standard, one of my teachers, Mrs. Gupta, saw my sketches and told me, "See, you are useless in everything else, but your sketches are good. When you grow up, you become an architect." This is called teacher's understanding of a student. What did teachers say? She has prophesied earlier when he was only in second or third standard that he would become an architect, and the same thing happened. So the thing is that what is the duty of a teacher? Just to find the ability and the skill that is hidden in the student, and to make the student aware of that skill or that potentiality. So she, by going through the sketches, she understood that he has that type of ability that he can become an architect. I did not know at that time, but she was right. Later, after I became an architect, I went back to meet her and tell her, "BR, why do you think you did not like studies? Was it because you felt you could not cope, could not deal with the curriculum?" Now, cakewalk, smooth ride, something easy to achieve, cope, manage, handle, deal with curriculum, school subjects or prescribed courses of study. So what BR is saying, Bela is asking, why were you so afraid of studies? Why were you disinterested in studies? Didn't you like the curriculum? What was that? So here what we have learned that every person has that particular moment when the person can understand what he is made for. That particular moment came in Hafiz's life when in an architect's office he found an architect's drawing wrong. He found that a window drawing was faulty. It was not that particular drawing was of no use because the window would not open if we would go through that particular drawing. Okay, that was the moment. Everyone was surprised when he drew the correct design, and then he remembered, or he made us aware or made us known during his school days with his friend, he always indulged in a competition of drawing forts, of drawing guns and ammunition, and every time it was different drawings. So that training, that particular practice, that was inside him. And in class 2nd or 3rd, his teacher also pointed out that yes, you are good in sketches and one day you will become an architect. So you will have to try, you will have to find yourself very valuable. You should not feel that you are good for nothing, because as I have told, we all have some purpose, and that's why we are here on this earth. So until and unless you find that purpose, you will have to try. He found his purpose. He understood he is here to build hospitals. He is here to build bridges, houses for many. And in this slide, we have come to know that yes, he got his mission of life. And in the architecture college, it was like a cakewalk. He always scored. He was always first class first, always A+. So in the next slide, in the next class, we will come to know about what happened to Mr. Hafiz's life after that. In the first class, we have come to know how he was as a student. In the second class, in this class, we have come to know how he got his mission of life, how everyone came to know about his ability of sketching, his ability of drawing. And now we will come, in the next class, we will come to know about his other details of life. Till then, enjoy the chapter, enjoy the story. Thank you.